Hey, Travis Blueback here, and I'm in Gold Hill, North Carolina, with my other sister-in-law, Susanne Dillingham. Hey, Suzanne.
Hey, Travis.
Suzanne is a private chef
Yes.
and a hobby farmer. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I like to grow things, but I don't sell anything. And sometimes I go on vacation and might neglect my garden a little bit. And so I would say I'm more of a hobby farmer.
Okay, so we're gonna go with hobby farmer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But I appreciate farmers.
Yeah.
I love farmers.
And
I try to buy local as much as I can, or go to my neighbor's house and pick basil, or grow potatoes with my neighbor Troy and use those for the gnocchi.
that's right. We're making gnocchi,
Yeah.
which is Italian.
It is Italian. So we're going to make the gnocchi traditional Italian style, but
Okay.
the pesto, we're going to do a kind of like different version of a traditional pesto using a different cheese and a different nut.
And it's all gonna be local products,
Yes.
right? Local North Carolina
Yeah.
products.
So the cool thing is that we got to travel around Gold Hill
That's
today,
right.
collecting all of these delicious ingredients. We got local wheat from Coldwater Creek Farm.
Right.
We have some eggs from a neighbor down the street.
That's right. Our
New friend.
New friend.
Yeah, they had a sign in their front yard that said fresh eggs. And
That's
I was
right.
like, what do we do, Travis? Do we just knock on the door? And we did that, like knocked on the
Yeah.
door. And he was like, come on in, get
Right.
the eggs.
And then somebody brought us potatoes, right, Troy?
He said, thumbs up.
Okay, well, let's get started on this gnocchi.
Let's do it.
All right.
Is it taping now?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm Troy Revis. I'm a Gold Hill man. Do a little farming. Come down here to visit Suzanne. Brought her a few of her vegetables that she helped us sow. And here's the potatoes and the okra.
Oh, yeah.
And
Let's check out the potatoes.
Suzanne, she has a green thumb.
Thank you for the potatoes.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoy them.
The first step to making gnocchi is to boil the potatoes, and I always start off with cold water so that the potatoes cook evenly. So we just drop them in like this. Pretty easy. These are the potatoes that I grew with my neighbor Troy. Then we just turn on the heat to high. And when they come to a boil, I'll turn it back down to kind of a low simmer until they're soft.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, Sus, what are we doing now?
We're about to make some pesto.
Pesto. Okay.
Be the sauce for our gnocchi.
All right.
And I've got the food processor here. You can do it by hand if you want to, but it takes a really long time. So I suggest you get a food processor. So I started with a little garlic, and now we're going to put some fresh basil into the food processor. And
Fresh basil from the garden.
yeah, it's from my friend Nancy's garden. We picked it yesterday.
It's awesome.
And it started to flower a little bit, but the flowers are really tasty and delicious. They make great garnish, and we can use them in the pesto. So we'll
Okay.
use those.
So eat the flowers.
Eat the flowers.
All right.
I'm all about it.
Okay.
So
Next.
you don't have to be like too gentle. You can kind of hold it towards the top and just pull the leaves down like that. Just make sure you don't get any like hard stem in it.
Okay. Yeah. So just like this.
Yeah. And I never measure.
I just ripped it.
Like
Okay.
maybe like tear it like
Oh,
that,
okay. Okay.
and then pull it down.
Pull it down. Okay. These are.
And then the top, you
These are
can just kind
cooperating.
of,
Well, I'm trying.
come on, Travis.
It's getting in there,
So,
but you never measure.
I don't measure, so this is gonna really drive everybody crazy. I'm so sorry. But I don't measure things because, like, you know, if you say use 4 basil leaves, well, how
Right.
big are your basil leaves? Basil leaf can be this small or big or a different type of basil, so you really just need to taste things. You need a lot of basil to make pesto. So I add lemon juice to it, which is kind of strange, but
Okay.
the reason I do it is to keep the color because it oxidizes.
Oh, right, yeah.
It kind of gets like an army green, kind of,
I've noticed that.
yeah. So that helps with that, but also it kind of brightens up the flavor a little bit.
Okay.
And you can use less salt. You got it?
Yeah. See, it's had some trouble.
Also,
do.
look for bugs.
Look for bugs?
Yeah.
Now you tell me to look for
Right?
bugs.
I know. But there could seriously be some bugs hiding on these leaves because
Well,
everything.
what kind of bugs?
Well, like little worms.
Okay.
Or like little stink bugs.
Little stink bugs. Perfect.
It's cool though. It's protein, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's organic.
So I see big leaves like that, I just tear them off.
Yeah, you can do that, but like it's just faster if you do it that way. Yes.
Oh!
Finalmente.
Oh!
Yeah, I actually learned to make pesto in Italy. I went to
Okay.
culinary school there, as you know.
I did know
But maybe you didn't know. But I went to culinary school in Florence, Italy,
that. Okay.
and learned all the Italian classics, including pesto. But we're gonna make like a different version tonight. Actually, I didn't have pine nuts in my pantry, so we could use pine nuts. You can use walnuts, pecans,
Okay.
cashews. We have dogs, so
Yeah,
excuse.
That's
the
actually
dogs.
my dog. He came
And
with
I
us
live
to
in the
North Carolina.
country,
Yeah.
and a lot of my friends just come on in, so we've got some guests coming in, which is really cool.
That's right.
T. Roy, you met him earlier. Anyways, you don't have to be strict
Okay.
about what nut you use.
Okay.
So we have a little bit more basil we're going to use, and then we're going to add some walnuts because I didn't have pine nuts.
Okay.
A little bit of lemon juice, and olive oil and Parmigiano Reggiano cheese.
Awesome.
You can use a different cheese too. Play around.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
what?
Like pecorino of any sort, sheep's milk cheese,
Okay.
hard, but make sure it's a hard cheese.
Okay. Hey, David.
What's up, Travis?
Why don't we have cheese?
Because I forgot it. Went to the store, got everything but the cheese.
So I'm just finishing to add the last amount of basil. You need a lot of basil. I know I've said that like 5 times, but you need more than you think you need. It can be expensive if you're buying the basil, but I suggest you go to the farmer's market because you can typically buy like big bunches for not much money or grow it yourself. Grows really well in pots, and if you don't have a yard. And it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. All right, that's all the basil we need. See, fills it all up, but it'll go down once we start to puree it.
All right, we got our cheese.
We've got the cheese. David really disappointed me today, but Nancy saved the
All
day.
right,
So we
okay.
have Parmigiano Reggiano we're gonna
Okay.
add.
All right.
Ooh, I need some wine. If you would
Sure, he's
squeeze,
already had some.
I've already had a little. If you'd squeeze that in
Okay,
there.
sure. Straight into the.
A little bit of lemon juice just to preserve the
Straight in
color
there?
for a little taste. Yeah, we'll just start with one and
Okay.
then maybe like half of these walnuts. Again,
Okay.
we're not making a traditional pesto, so we're gonna use walnuts instead of pine nuts. Sound good?
the olive oil time?
Yes.
All right.
And be generous. Oh, dang. We got it.
Okay.
And just be
Just go?
just go.
All right.
Like, we might even need all of that. Just finish the bottle. Using Himalayan salt, because Edna told me to. So we're using Himalayan. All right, we'll start with a little bit of salt. We can always add more later.
Okay.
It's harder to correct if you add too much at the beginning.
All right.
Ready?
I'm ready. Here we go.
You know what I think would be really good?
You know what I think would be really good?
Yeah, what?
If we added some walnut oil to this instead of olive oil.
All right.
What do you think?
I love it. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Just pour it in.
Alright, let's check this out. I used the actual spoon side earlier, so I'm trying not to double dip. Oh, that's good. That's good. Travis, please taste the pesto.
Okay. Well, is this the spoon you used?
No, it's not. It's a clean one. I
Okay.
promise.
All
Enjoy.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not like super garlicky.
No.
I can taste the garlic, but
We
it's
don't
not super
wanna-
garlicky. Mostly I taste that fresh basil.
Yeah.
It's like,
And walnut.
and walnuts, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
really good.
Really good. It's gonna be awesome
with the gnocchi.
with the gnocchi. Yes.
Yeah. So now I'm just gonna put this pesto in a huge cast iron skillet behind me. And I'll heat it up right when I add the gnocchi to the pan.
Okay.
But otherwise, the sauce is done.
Great.
Yeah. Let's make some gnocchi.
That's so easy, right?
Yeah, it's so easy.
So now I'm gonna check to see if the potatoes are ready. So if the fork can easily pierce them, they're done. And it does. Done.
Potatoes are done.
They're done. Boiled, tender. And this is my method to get the skin off. Take this.
Okay.
You may do this.
All right.
I don't know. Do you?
I've never done
you
it this
like
way.
this
No.
before?
I've never done it this way.
Yeah.
And you just
You just kind of rub the skin off.
oh look at that.
And if it's hard, just pull off like the little knots or whatever.
Okay. You couldn't really do it with your bare hands. It's too hot.
No, it's really hot. Yeah. And the skin is really thin on these potatoes because they're new.
Okay.
David always tells me I have asbestos fingers.
Oh, yeah, chef hands.
Chef hands. Good.
All right.
Good job. Woo! Peeling potatoes.
So how long were you in Italy?
Which time?
How about okay?
But how many times have I been in Italy? Over 20,
Oh my
that's for
gosh.
sure. I went to culinary school there when I was 19. I've been to Italy so many times I have forgotten. That is really sad, isn't it?
Don't you
it's
hate that?
really sad. Poor me. So yeah, I've been to Italy a lot. I've spent a lot of time there. I love Italian cuisine, the culture.
Well, Susanne, I love that you're taking what you learned in Italy, you learned in Europe, and that appreciation for farming and natural foods and just the way things are supposed to be done, the way things are done from farm onto it in the
Yeah.
kitchen, and then you brought it here to North Carolina for like these local North Carolina people and the products that are grown right around here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't understand why we haven't been doing this all along. A lot of people have, but I think it became too easy to just go to McDonald's and.
Yeah, it is, and people are busy. And I know
And
like
I
you're busy.
completely understand that because after I get home from work, the last thing I'm going to do is sit around and make gnocchi. But
But she's making it today.
I'm making it today.
Okay, potatoes are peeled.
Potatoes are peeled, ready to go inside the ricer.
That's right. Use a potato ricer. You get great texture out of that.
Yeah.
Right, Suze?
Yeah, but if you don't have a potato ricer, you can use a potato masher. It's not a big deal, but it takes a little bit
Yeah.
more work.
What about the electric thing my mom always did, which
You could do that, but then you run the risk when you add the flour anyway to overwork it a little
Okay.
bit. So better this.
good. All right, gnocchi. Ah.
Ah!
Here we go, everybody. Let's do this.
Almost.
Now I'm gonna add a few eggs, maybe 2. And we have some of this yummy flour from Coldwater Creek Farms. It's delicious and they mill it themselves. So I just start with a little bit and then I can always add more as we go along. But I'm just gonna start with this and then I'm gonna take it out and knead it. The technique is just kind of to pull it up and over and I turn the bowl each time. You don't want to overwork it. If you do that, it gets tough. It's kind of a feel thing. You have to feel it.
Yeah.
So you got to trust your instinct when you make gnocchi. All right, I'm going to pull it out now onto the countertop. A little bit more flour. In US a lot, when you order gnocchi, they taste like gummy, and they shouldn't be like that. That means it's overworked, but like it's extremely hard to get the feeling down. So just don't be discouraged if you overwork it the first time. Just try it again, It's still gonna taste good. We'll go around a couple more times. Feels so good. Kind of spongy and soft.
Need more flour.
Yeah. More, just in case. Perfect.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is just use this flour to kind of sprinkle my board so we can put the gnocchi on top.
Okay.
And it's really not the best to make the gnocchi when it's super hot and humid, but it's super hot and humid. We're making it anyway. So what you can do is as you're making it, store it in the fridge, and that'll keep it from sticking together.
You want it to feel kind of soft, like a cloud? Sounding like that. So I have this cool gnocchi roller. If you don't have one, you can use a fork. I'm gonna put some flour down. I'm gonna take a pinch off. And I'm gonna roll it out like a snake. Like this. I like my gnocchi on the smaller side. Sometimes people just cut them and they don't even put the ridges on them, which is fine. You can do it either way. And you cut them. Some flour. That's how you make gnocchi. Or you can just leave them like this. That's cool too. Little pillows. Now we need David to come in here and roll some, because he's super fast. You don't want to press too hard, because if you press, it won't roll out. You kind of start from the center and pull out slowly. So now we're waiting on the water to boil, and then we'll add the gnocchi to the boiling water. When the gnocchi are done cooking, they'll rise to the top. So it could, depending on the size you make the gnocchi, it could take 2 minutes, it could take 5 minutes, just depends on how big you make them. You can just drop the gnocchi in, but you run the risk of them all smudging together into one big gnocco, like a big giant one. So I kind of just like gently place them in the strainer, trying not to smush them because they're so delicate. And then I put them into the water. The water is salted. You want to taste your water to see if it tastes like the sea. If it doesn't taste like salt, then it's not salty enough. And you can just keep adding them, because when they're ready, they'll rise to the top. So it's okay if you add them at different times. I'll stop there for right now and just kind of toss them up from the bottom. And as they start to rise, then I'll pull them off the top and put them directly into the pesto, which is in this cast iron skillet right here. So see, they're starting to come to the top, so you just pull them off, put them directly in. You kind of have to be fast when this starts happening, because you don't want them to turn to mush. You just kind of want to gently toss them. So those look good. You can use whatever kind of strainer you have. If you're doing we're doing a really big batch because we have about 9 people here, but you could just dump them out into the sink if you have a small batch. That's fine. But I definitely recommend like pulling them straight out and putting them directly into the pan. Kind of cook together with the sauce for a minute before serving.
So we have the gnocchi with pesto. It's ready to taste. So Travis, why don't you come over? I'll plate it up and we can taste some.
All right, plate it.
Awesome.
Yummy. The cheese looks melty in the pesto. All right, I think that's a good portion just to taste
Okay.
right now. We do have to feed our guests, so.
That's right. Think about it.
Bon appetito, my friend. Thank you so
you.
much for coming to the
Oh,
farm.
are you kidding me?
Cheers.
Just cheers. I can't wait to taste it.
Let's
They
see.
are very soft.
Oh, you better get like a good piece.
I'll get a good
and,
piece.
like, dip it around.
Okay, dip around. Do all the stuff.
Mm.
Wow.
Like pillows.
Like pillows. It really is like pillows. They're so soft. They're almost like airy.
I'm really
There.
sorry. I'm very sorry.
You know?
Yeah, because
you're gonna eat the rest of it?
I'm gonna eat the rest, but I also have ruined gnocchi for you. For the
You
rest
totally
of your life.
have. It's like I cannot buy like store-bought
You
gnocchi
can't.
now.
No, you can't.
And like what I also love about it is I can really taste the pesto.
Right.
And I don't just taste like,
Yeah.
that sort of gummy gnocchi flavor. I mean, it's like
A pillow.
a pillow of pesto.
Or a cloud.
Yeah.
Like
cloud.
biting into a potato cloud.
It's so good. Thank you,
Delicious.
Suzanne. Thank you for showing us how to do
Thank you
this.
so much.
And for sharing your story with
Come
us.
back again.
Okay, maybe we will.
Awesome. See you guys next time.
All right. If you like this video, give it a follow. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We'll see you in the next one.
Ciao.